So the Chicago Sky situation is not ending, and I don't think it's going to end for a while. Like, this is some Dwight Mayer type stuff, but instead of Dwight Mayer saying it's you or me about the coach, Dwight Mayer said it's you or me about the literal entire team, except for the other player that was in her draft class that clearly doesn't fit playing beside her. That clearly does not fit playing beside her. But Ariel Atkins, and by the way, I didn't realize, Yahoo took it down. I did misquote Ariel Atkins yesterday, basically just due to a post from Yahoo. Yahoo attributed a Rachel Bannum quote to Ariel Atkins. So the quote being like, basically, I just don't care anymore about this stuff. If it was younger, it would affect me. It was actually a Rachel Bannum quote and not an Ariel Atkins quote. Ariel Atkins may have said an even worse quote. I think I'm paraphrasing, but it was something along the lines of like, I'm just focusing on getting by day to day. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's not great. But Ariel Atkins, this is a quote from Ariel Atkins. So this is about Angel Reese's half-game suspension. And I mean this when I say this. Why a half a game? Like, Courtney Williams responded to it. Like, she did the exact same. She's like, just suspend her for a game. Just suspend her for a game. Don't suspend her for half a game. Half a game makes no sense. She got to be on the warm-up bike for the first half in the locker room. Does she like come out at halftime? Is she suspended by just being sat on the bench? Like, at this stage, suspend her for half a game. At this stage, just bench her for the season. Bench her for the rest of the season. Like, there's 2 games left. But it says here, Tyler Marsh called it a top-down organizational decision, declined to share which comments were viewed as detrimental. Atkins implied the team supported the decision. Ownership handled it how they see fit. She told the Sun-Times, a shooter on Friday, they have full support from our team. And yeah, it's funny. It's so funny, though. The Angel Reese fans are absolutely nutcases. Like, it's so funny. They're like, oh, why is Angel getting suspended for, talking about teammates when, teammates have come out and said they're called out Angel Reese and they're unhappy. It's like they're doing the same thing. It's like, no. Like, basically coming out and saying all your teammates stink is very different. Is very, very different than responding not too happy with being told by your teammate who's meant to be your leader and is your best player that you suck. Like, it's very, very different. You're going to be pissed at that. If you're not annoyed at that, then I don't know. I don't know what I can say if as a human being you're not annoyed with that. But you can see that the team has absolutely taken the side of the coaching staff. The other 11, 12 players have taken the side of the coaching staff and they've taken the side of the front office and the Chicago Sky. And I will say this, like, I think Angel Reese is gone from the Sky. I think Ariel Atkins might come back if the only reason Ariel Atkins might come back is if Angel's gone. I don't see Ariel Atkins wanting to play with Angel. And it's so many people are like, oh, she's definitely not talking about Ariel Atkins with this. And I'm like, does it matter? Does it matter if she's talking about Ariel Atkins with this? I'm sorry. Like, does it matter if, like, let's be real. Who's the best player in the Sky this year? It's between Ariel Atkins and Angel Reese. They're the 1A, 1B of this team. And when the team was winning a couple of games, it was very clear that they were the 1A, 1B. Like, Ariel Atkins has been better in wins. Angel Reese has been better in losses. But at the end of the day, this is a player who is a champion, held the record at the time for most points ever in a playoffs for a rookie. She was a starter on a championship team. She's a multiple-time All-Star. She was on Team USA for the Olympics in 2021 and won it. I think the only time she missed the playoffs in her career, if I'm not mistaken, was maybe they missed it in the bubble, but I think last season was the only time she missed the playoffs in her career, and they did it in like a winner-takes-all game. They lost a winner-takes-all game against the Atlanta Dream last year to make the playoffs. And that was a Washington team who started off 0-13 because everybody was injured and then went above 500 the rest of the year. Like, Ariel Atkins is a serious player. She is a serious player. And I would not be surprised if, I don't know, let's just say hypothetically, the leader of this team is Ariel Atkins, and you've got a young player on your team calling out your other teammates. That's not going to go down well. It's never going to go down well. And not only that, like, let's be real, everybody in this league, there's a respect level that everybody in this league has for Courtney Vandersloot, and regardless of whether you want to say what Angel Reese said about Sloot was taken, was overreacted to by Sloot. At the end of the day, if these were teammates that prior to this were close, and that there was a close bond between these players before that scenario, it could probably be explained off. It could probably be talked about in a different way. But the difference is that, like, I would assume the locker room, I'm not going to say there was locker room issues, but I would assume that the locker room wasn't in a good spot. First of all, it's hard to be in a good spot when you lose as much as the Chicago Sky team did. It is really hard to be in a good spot when that happens. But at the end of the day, look, we got to be honest here. Ariel Atkins saying that that the organization has full support from their team for suspending Angel Reese means that definitely it's not a situation of the entire team against this front office, this organization. It seems to be a one-person crusade against this organization. And again, look, I don't know how Camila Cardoso feels. Cardoso doesn't say much. She doesn't say much. And look, I think Angel Reese has the right to be a little bit pissed, but let's not forget as well that outside of drafting Hailey Van Lith, most people liked the Sky's moves. Most people liked bringing in Courtney Vandersloot. Most people and the trading the 3 pick for Ariel Atkins. A load of people say, oh, it's such a bad decision because Sonia Citron was taken number 3. But we have to take into account that at the time of that trade, Sonia Citron was down at 6-7 in mock drafts, in a lot of mock drafts. At the time of the trade, people were mocking Cheyenne Sellers to the sky. People were mocking Georgia Amore to the sky. We can't forget that at the time of the trade, it wasn't even a lock Citron was going to be there at 3. And there were a lot of arguments made that Ariel Atkins right now is better than what anyone at number 3 will ever be in their career. There were a lot of arguments for that. Citron's just exceeded all expectations. So we can talk about that one in hindsight. I think people were more upset about the pick swap in 2027, but the Sky were thinking about that, being like, look, we're going to get Ariel Atkins. We got Angel Reese, Cardoso. They're going to improve, which ironically they both did improve, but the team didn't get any better. Why? Because it doesn't matter how good they are, they don't fit. It's just an all-around not good situation for the Sky. But anyway, I'll see you guys.